Hi everybody, today I'm going to be filming my summer CoverFX face routine. So this is kind of like a get ready with me video, and I'm featuring some of my favorite products. I love CoverFX, they're one of my favorite brands, and they have a new product that's out that I cannot live without. So I am going to do a get ready with me so that you can see how I use CoverFX and which products that I love of theirs. So if that sounds interesting to you, which it should, keep watching. So one of my favorite products that I love from CoverFX is the CoverFX SPF 30 Protection Primer. And since it is summer time now, at least in LA it's summer, so I am going to be using the SPF primer. I do have another primer by CoverFX that I love as well, and it does not have SPF in it. So and the foundation that I'm using with CoverFX today does not have sunscreen in it. So I always make sure that if I'm wearing a foundation that doesn't have sunscreen, that my primer has sunscreen in it. And since this does have sunscreen, you need to shake it up really well. That's important in using a product with sunscreen. So I'm just going to get a little bit on my hand. I love this primer because it goes on really smooth. It's kind of a wet primer, which I kind of like. I don't like a dry primer. And so this is kind of like a more like a wet gel or whatever. And it doesn't really have a fragrance. It kind of smells maybe like a little bit like minty, I guess, maybe. But just make sure I have my face primed. Thank God you guys cannot see what my vanity top looks like right now. It's pretty crazy. And then I'm also going to use the CoverFX Anti-Aging Eye Primer. It's a smoothing eye primer too, and I also feel like it has some brightening in it, so I'm going to put that on right now as well. I'm not going to show my eye look in this video, but I will film an eye look for a different video. So I just put a tiny little bit, actually I put way too much on my hand, and then using my ring finger only, just kind of windshield wipering that onto my eye. And I'm putting this on at the beginning of my makeup routine so that it has plenty of time to set before I put my eye makeup on. That's really important. A lot of times people put their primer on and then 30 seconds later they start putting their eye makeup on, and you actually want your primer on before that. So I'm putting it around like 365 degrees around my eye. Okay. So if you have been watching my channel for any length of time, you have probably noticed that I have never reviewed a BB cream. I have never talked about a BB cream. It's because I've never met a BB cream that I like until now. When CoverFX reached out to me and said, we want to send you our new BB cream, I was like, well, I'm not a BB cream fan. I love your brand. Everything I've tried from your brand I'm obsessed with. But to be really honest, I am like not into BB creams. And they were like, well, we think you're gonna really like this one, and we think it'll address some of the reasons why you don't like them. Because I don't like them because I have like combination skin, and I feel like a BB cream is like so oily and slidey, and I feel like it breaks down, and I might as well just wear my NARS tinted moisturizer, honestly, if I'm gonna wear a BB cream. So they sent me their BB cream gel, and this is what it says. It's mattifying, it's an anti-blemish treatment. And I got the color, I had them send me medium deep, which is much darker than I am. But because I was thinking I would get this before I went to Hawaii, or as it turned out, I got it right after I got back from Hawaii. And I knew I would be self-tanning. I didn't get tan in Hawaii because I wore SPF 50 or 70 and a big, huge hat every day. But I knew I would start, like this is the time of the year where I start putting self-tanner on and like bronzer and stuff like that. So I knew that my light medium CC cream is way too light for me to wear right now. This really I can only wear in the winter because once I start putting self-tanner on, I look like I maybe have a tan. So they sent me medium deep, which is a little bit darker than I would probably normally. I think medium would have been fine, but I don't mind because I'm making it work. And it's such a thin coverage that I don't feel like it's like makes me look like I'm wearing a foundation shade that's like 4 shades too dark. Anyway, enough talking. Okay, so I'm gonna shake this up, and then I'm gonna just squirt a tiny little bit. Oh gosh, my only complaint with this would be is that too much comes out. It is a thinner product, and I seriously feel like just too much comes out. I'm gonna use my CoverFX liquid foundation brush. Sorry, is that mirror in the way? Liquid foundation brush, and I'm just gonna get some product on the brush And then I'm just gonna sort of start stippling it onto my skin. When she told me it was mattifying, I was like, okay, we'll talk. That sounds interesting to me. The great thing about this product is I think a little bit goes a long way. And honestly, it feels buildable if you wanted to like have a little bit more of like a fuller coverage. Got a little bit too much on there. So I'm just like patting it down. I just got out of the shower, so my cheeks are super red, which is always the case with me because my skin's like sensitive and I take a really hot shower. If this was one of their foundations or their CC cream, medium deep would definitely be way too heavy and way too dark for me. But because it's a lighter formula, it totally works for me. I might pick up the medium though and kind of mix the two colors. You guys know I think I'm a chemist when it comes to makeup. I'm like I mix everything. This brush is great too. Like I feel like it gets you a really like great flawless finish. You put the product on and then I have found that if you let it sit for a couple seconds or like whatever, and I have like an overhead fan running so that kind of helps it set faster, then I feel like you can go back and like really kind of work it in. Gonna really buff around that neckline. I'm gonna build up a little coverage over here where I've got some redness. I'm just stippling that product on. And there you go. So that's all I'm gonna do for the like foundation part of this look. My skin's still really red from the shower, but I'm gonna try to even that out with a little bit. Now I'm gonna take the CoverFX bronzer in Sunkissed. It's so pretty. It's not really dark. It's definitely not a contouring bronzer, and it also has some shimmer in it, but it's really pretty. And I'm actually gonna use it today a little bit more like a setting powder. So I'm gonna take my MAC 150 big fluff brush, dust that off. And I'm just gonna set this all over my face. This would be the perfect look if you're just like running errands or going to the farmer's market, going to the beach, but you want a little bit of coverage, but not too much. Now I'm gonna just take the brush and create a little bit of a shadow right there. But I don't want to create like a contour. I just want, but you can kind of see the difference. But like I said, I'm not going for like a major contour, just kind of a darker little shadow right there. I'm gonna do the same a little bit down my, so that's gonna be my bronze. Now I don't have CoverFX, I don't think makes a blush, so I don't have a blush by them, but I'm gonna take my Wayne Goss, and this is the 13 brush. This is like one of my favorite little blushers. And I am going to just kind of stipple on a little bit of MAC's Royal Sunset. It's like my must-have like peachy light pink blush, just to give a little bit of a flush to my cheeks. Like I said, this is really, I'm trying to do like more, this would definitely be more of my like no makeup routine where I just want to look really fresh and natural. And then I'm going to take, oh, I love this product. This is the CoverFX highlighter in Moonlight. Really beautiful, and it's more of like a champagne highlighter. It's not a white highlighter, and I really like that about it. And I'm going to take my Wayne Goss fan brush, brush 15. I'm going to really swirl that around, and then I'm just going to come in for just like a really subtle, like sweeping highlight. A little bit down the nose. So there you have it. That is my quick and easy CoverFX summer skin routine, featuring some of my favorite products for them. And I do want to say this is not a sponsored video. I actually just really love their products, so they're not paying me to say that. So hopefully you know that you can trust me on all of my reviews and anytime I talk about a product. And I wanted to say thanks again so much for watching, and I'm going to link CoverFX, all their information down below, because I think they're worth following. They're awesome on Twitter. They always interact with their fans on Twitter, which I love, and you can follow them on Instagram and all kinds of different places. And if you're not following me on Twitter and Pinterest and Instagram, I don't know why you aren't. Especially I go through, well, I post a lot on Instagram and I go through Pinterest phases, but I have really been trying to get more diligent with Pinterest. So I've got lots of boards in all kinds of different categories, from food and drinks to beauty and fashion and stuff for my house and crafty stuff and DIY and essential oils and all that kind of stuff. So I think there's a board for everybody on there. And if you're not following me on Pinterest, I will leave all that information down below. And I love interacting with you guys. So let me know what you think about this look, and let me know if you are doing something fun and easy with your skin and your face for summer and what products that you're using. It's amazing. I love you. Have the best day ever.